sul sul.
Hello? Is that you?
Help
We've
us.
been alone on this island for so long, we're not sure we can recognize signs of other human life.
They wouldn't let us leave until we finished the episode.
All we've had is kava.
Oh no, I found a coconut. I didn't tell you.
You didn't tell me about the coconut? That's okay, I didn't tell you about the pineapple.
All right, well, I actually found some mermatic kelp, so I am now a mermaid.
Ugh, that's so rude.
Not sorry about it.
So yeah, here we are. We're here. It's no longer episode 42. It's episode I don't know what, but it's part 2 of Island Living. And it's still Team Llama with Roxy, because my other people shipwrecked me and abandoned me, mutiny, on the SS Llama. But I have my first mate Melissa here.
Oh, sorry, I was finishing the pineapple.
Oh, you ate all the pineapple too?
Sorry.
All right, let's just talk about mermaids and get on with our lives so we can flag down a ship and get the heck out of here.
Okay.
All right. Buckle
Perfect.
up. We haven't mentioned the most amazing part of Island Living besides the views, mermaids.
I want to dive deep into mermaids. How about you?
Absolutely. So I need you to tell me how much you love mermaids.
Ding, ding, ding. Love them a lot. They're so pretty. Where do I start? You can create mermaids. It's a create a sim option, just like, why do I want to say witches? Witches don't exist yet.
They do. They just came out like last week.
Totally, when you're listening to this. It is a new life form. What do we call it?
They call it a life state.
Life state. Thank you so much. It's a new life state that you can create in Create a Sim, like aliens, like vampires. You can be a mermaid. There's all different options. You have sort of like your vampire form and your alien. You have like different like appearances based on like if you're a vampire in disguise or an alien in disguise or hiding your powers. You have that with mermaids. So you create your mermaid form with a tail and your mermaid person form with feet. There are 4 different tail options, all kinds of cool colors.
Yeah, 4 doesn't sound like a lot, but there's like a wide swath of swatches.
Yeah, I think
that's not something I'm saying again.
I think tail options, like tail types, is more like the shape of the tail. But then you can make it pretty much as colorful as you want. There's all just gorgeous, shiny. Can you tell I love shiny things? Caitlin has a note in here that she is also like really surprised at the amount of color options that the mermaids have. I mean, listen, if you're going to put mermaids in the game, you better make them colorful.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking maybe the mermaid correlation with Leah in the Hopali family. Nope. The Hoapili family. The transgender community is often, has traditionally found a kinship with mermaids because you don't have male or female parts. It's your tail down there, and it's sort of symbolic of gender fluidity a little bit. So, random thought. It might be.
I didn't know that. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I've been thinking of more lately, and I think it's because there's a campaign going, or a meme or something. But in a lot of native cultures, which Pacific Islanders, these cultures are very tight, closely related to, other indigenous people. But in their cultures, a lot of times transgender people aren't shunned or anything. Like they're often seen as sacred because of like this duality they inhabit is sort of considered sacred and like a connection to a bigger spirit. So
get out.
That's another reason I think it's really interesting that they included that character.
That's so lovely.
Now I want to go and play and turn her into a mermaid.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God.
Do it. I've actually, in the Evil Mermaid Challenge, I did not kill off Leah because I was like, I didn't want to make light of violence against any trans character.
Good.
But everyone else is fair game.
Totally fair. Layla, you're done.
Get out of here.
Anyway, let's just gloss over all that. So, mermaids can have different skin tones, including some like funky ones that aren't your typical color range that humans would have. They can have scales on their face. They can have different eyes with really unique colors. And they can have a new set of teeth that resemble shark teeth. So if you're into that evil mermaid lifestyle like Roxy is, you can go all in and do the scary shark teeth.
And you can put them on regular Sims too.
Hey, Jeff, what are you? Whoa, dude, what happened to you? It's my new thing. It's my new thing.
I'm fine. What?
Don't worry about it.
It's not a phase, Mom.
I filed my teeth down. How do I become a mermaid? I'd like to know.
Oh, you don't know?
I don't know.
Oh, well, all you do is you acquire some aspiration points and you go spend 500 of them to get a piece of mermaidic kelp. Or you go make
Sounds like a salad and I'm less interested, but go on.
It looks like a little like lime almost. It's kind of like a little green thing. Or you go to make friends with a dolphin, which dolphins are jerks, guys. I just want to say, every time I saw a dolphin, I wanted to click on it and it would say, this dolphin doesn't want to talk to you right now. And I'd be like, fuck you, dolphin. What'd I do to
you? That is the episode title. Fuck you, dolphin. What'd I do to you?
It might be. That's a good line. But thank you.
That is hysterical.
So yeah, a dolphin might go get you some if you make friends with it. If it'll even talk to you, give you the time of day.
Yeah, it sounds like they're really rude.
Or you can go searching through the cave on Moi Palam. And I think you have to be fitness level 5. I think I heard Carl say that when I was watching his videos this morning. And yeah, you'll just randomly find one for nothing.
Well, fine.
And then you eat the kelp and you have strange sensations. Which is an energizing moodlet, unlike the ones you get for turning into a vampire or getting pregnant from an alien, which are uncomfortable.
Okay.
Being a mermaid is exciting, apparently, even though apparently it's like rude to ask people if they're mermaids in island living. I don't know.
Well, again,
stigma.
There's a tail down there. Like, don't ask me what I got going on under my fins. It's rude. None of your business.
Exactly. And then, the moodlet runs out, you walk into the water, you get a tail. And then if you don't want to be a mermaid anymore, you just eat the kelp again. It's like an off and on switch. There's no fancy transformation.
Yeah. And it's, the fancy transformation, you do like a little flip-a-do in the water.
Yeah, I mean, but that's it. Every time you get your tail, you do that. But it's not like when you become a vampire and there's like a cut scene and you fly into the air and yeah, there's none of that. That's more of a realm of magic thing, I'm assuming. There better be flashy things in that game. All right, what's the difference between a mermaid sim and a regular sim?
Well, all Sims and all humans should be very focused on my number one tip, hydration. It's a shame this isn't a Cowplant segment because we'll do a little shout out to Cowplant because, I mean, we've done enough tangents on this episode. Drink your water. Hydration is important. I'm a big fan of being hydrated and advocating for hydration. Self-care is important. But it's like super important for mermaids because instead of the hygiene bar that normal Sims have, mermaids have a bar for hydration. They need to hydrate their skin regularly to stay happy and alive. And they can satisfy this need by doing a couple different things. You can drink water, you can take a bath, go in the pool or the ocean, and it's needed to kind of like refuel and restore their mermaidic powers. Being out in the sun drains their hydration a little bit faster than if they're out at night. So I played a Mermaid 100 baby for about 4 seconds. Fun for punishment. It's fine.
Melissa's reboot number 40 of the 100 baby challenge.
Listen, I'm chasing that high from the first one still. I made it to 20 kids. I don't want to talk about it. When you're playing 100 babies, it's usually like hygiene kind of goes out the window. You're a little stinky. The kids are a little stinky. Everybody's a little stinky. But I couldn't risk that with the mermaid because I didn't want her to drop dead of drying out. So you can have the mermaids.
I want to see now.
Well, that tracks, Vengeful Goddess.
Yeah, it does.
I lived on one of the houses that had was right out over the ocean. So I would have the mermaid go out and sleep. You can have them take a nap in the water. So she'd get her hydration up and her sleep up. And also, like, my favorite new animation for this game is if you have a bathtub, you can put your mermaid in the bathtub and they just sit in the bath and the bottom of their fin, just their tail just like flops out the side, and it's adorable.
Oh, yeah, it's so great. And my only regret is that they didn't repeat that animation for lounging in the kiddie pool from Seasons, because I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh, I would love
no.
that. That would be so good.
But apparently, I have news.
Mm,
Apparently, you don't die from lack of hydration.
okay.
You just get really uncomfortable. So yeah, there's that. I thought I heard that you become human again if you, but this says you don't. So
Oh,
that must have
gosh.
been a rumor.
What a scary thought.
Yeah.
Just back to the bathtub animation real quick. Depending on how your game processes, sometimes the animation will go ahead of the fin flip over, so like it'll change over from legs
Oh
to a
yeah.
tail. But if it doesn't and the timing is off, your sim will like get in the bathtub and their legs will bend at a very unnatural angle for like a hot second and then change into a tail, and it's like, oh god, oh no, don't. I hate it.
Have you ever seen or heard of the Australian show H2O, which is like a mermaid
Yes, I have.
teen show?
Yes, I absolutely have,
It's
and
really
watched it
good.
for like a good minute. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked the original. They did a reboot. I don't think it was as good, but yeah,
Never
it was
is.
really good. And it was so funny because, like, unlike in Island Living, whenever they were in even if they were like in the shower and they got wet, they'd just be like plop on the floor. Like
Womp womp.
I think fortunately, I think they keep their legs in the shower in the Island Living. Apparently, they have more control over their transformation.
That's true. Yeah. I guess you could say like it's more comfortable to be like a mermaid, so I'll do it in the bathtub. But if I have to be standing, obviously I
Yeah.
will. How unfortunate! Like you can't take a shower if that's your situation. It's like
Yeah, if you're
yeah,
H2O mermaid.
just like stop over my house, take a quick shower. Do you have a bathtub? No. Why do you ask? Nothing. It's fine.
What's the point of being a mermaid if there's no cool powers?
Well, there are cool powers, Roxy. Haven't you heard?
Oh, okay.
And you can use them. As with all power comes great responsibility. You can use them for good or evil. And it actually depends if you have a good or evil trait. You will have different powers. So if you make in cast, like if you make them a good sim, they'll have different powers versus the evil trait. But if you don't have either of those traits, then your mermaid gets all the powers. If you're trying to metagame. If you're into metagaming, there you go. Isn't this what we're all doing? We're just finding out tips to metagame. So what do we got? What can I do as a mermaid?
I'm no expert, but I just want to make a quick point that you have to have evil, not mean. Because in my evil mermaid challenge, she didn't actually have the evil trait at first, so I never got to see like what the differences were. So that's a thing. But the most common one that I think we've seen in trailers and whatnot is the Siren's Lullaby, and it comes in 4 flavors. You use your hydration to fuel these powers. So once you've run out of at least 30 points of hydration, you have to wait for it to renew. But you can do the Aegean's Question, which I assume is like a riddle, and it makes the target sim tense, probably because they're too dumb to figure it out. The Charmer's Lullaby, which makes them flirty.
Perfect.
The Inspiring Barracuse, which makes them inspired. And Knight's Requiem, which makes them sad.
Aww. You've also got the Mermaid's Kiss, which obviously that was the first thing I tried. The Mermaid's Kiss grants whoever is kissed aquatic breath, which is a moodlet that temporarily gives Sims the ability to dive underwater for longer periods of time. This ability can be used in and out of water, but is more powerful in the water.
Shut your mouth. I didn't know it did that.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was just like a flirty, like, this is like a bonus kiss. Like, it's extra sexy because it's from a mermaid. No, it helps you breathe underwater. So if you're in the diver career, I don't know, maybe date a mermaid, kiss her, and get better loot. I don't know.
I don't think this interaction doesn't actually affect the romance bar. Uh, Julia, who's one of our team members, calls it the rapey kiss because it is kind of aggressive. Like they kind of grab the back of their neck and like go in there. So yeah, that's a thing. Okay, there's some other things that I've never seen. There's one called the aquatic lure, and it calls fishes to the nearest water for fishing. And you can get more rare fish that way. So you'd not be doing this if you're a child of the ocean. But
I was just going to say, this is how I learned this the hard way. I was like, oh, she's a child of the ocean. Oh, wait, she can fish more easily? Great. Oh, she gets hella sad when she eats flounder? A flounder named Flounder? Yeah, that was a bummer.
It's too bad you can't use it to call, like, maybe get a better chance of getting the rare fish photographs. It looks like it only affects the fishing, but that's fine. It's a thing.
Got it. Interesting.
They can't think of everything. They're developers. They're busy. What if I went to call the dolphins? Can I do that?
No, that was a bad one.
Probably better than I could have done, though.
There you go. That's my dolphin.
My friend Flipper. We're going to call back to all the weird 70s sitcoms or shows. Yeah, you can call dolphins for 30 hydration.
Sure. And they're like, it's just like, hey, friendship, come here.
Oh, that'd be such a cute name for a dolphin.
Friendship?
Yeah.
Oh, I just meant like, come here for friendship, but also, yes.
I think you can name them. Let's see. So there's something called Siren's Call that costs all your hydration.
Mm-hmm.
This is different than the lullaby. That's right. So, okay, this explains so much. So Siren's Call costs all your hydration. You can use it to lure a sim to the ocean, as was displayed in the Let's Play Twitch stream that Caitlin and Ava did. That is what happened to Layla. They used the Siren's Call to pull her out to the ocean. Let's see, it looks like this is the one you have to be evil to do. So I guess Caitlin didn't forget to give her mermaid the evil trait, because they were definitely doing this. Oh, okay. It says if you do it enough times, then they'll drown. I don't know.
Huh.
I haven't seen that happen, but yeah. We'll get into how we made them drown. But there was a rumor.
I think they accomplished it in the stream eventually.
They did, but they were using the next power that we'll go over. But
got it.
There was a rumor that evil mermaids could murder Sims, but it was probably a misunderstanding about this power. In The Sims, no Sim can directly murder another Sim. That's like their hard line, their AI protocol thing, like an Ender's Game. Not Ender's Game. Which one was that? Sci-fi knowledge failing me. The one about the robot.
Wow, really?
That's really specific.
iRobot?
Oh my God. iRobot, thank you.
Yeah, any of the Asimov series. I think
exactly. They have rules that the AI have to follow in that, and I think they actually carry it over and use them in real AI, I believe. But I could be wrong.
Good.
Someone who knows about AI, write us and tell us how wrong I am, because I probably am. So this power leads to a Sim drowning, but you didn't directly drown them. And Caitlin doesn't think this argument would hold up in court.
Yeah, seriously.
I agree. That's like second-degree murder, at least.
I didn't drown them, but I pulled them underwater and made them consume water in their lungs a couple of times. They just happened to drown after the fact.
I think that's the next power.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just kept calling them out to the ocean, even though they were really tired. What's wrong with that?
It's fine.
That's how mermaids do things. So yeah, summon ocean thread is the like quick and easy way to try to kill a Sim, in theory. But it's really hard. It takes a while. So they sing a song. It summons a black swirling whirlpool of death underneath the target and pulls them under. It's terrifying to watch, but it takes like a good half dozen or more times to actually drown them this way.
Yeah.
And you have to be evil.
That's pretty evil.
Or maybe you don't have to be evil, but you can't be good. I think that's what some of these mean.
Right.
What if you have seasons and island living together?
Oh, well, you can do a couple things. If you're all about controlling the weather, apparently mermaids have that power too. Depends on your lore background, I suppose. But in The Sims, they can control the weather. Just like Pudge the fish. Danny. You can
I
call clear
can't give him
skies.
tuna. It'd be an abomination.
Don't make me do the whole thing because I will.
No, don't.
It's fish. If I gave Pudge tuna, I'd be an abomination. I'm late because I had to go to the store and get peanut butter because all we had is stinking tuna. Milo, why is this so important? Pudge controls the weather. I love it. It's
the best.
I love it so much, clearly, because I've memorized it. All right, cut that whole thing out.
Indeed. Don't cut that. That's the best part.
If you are a mermaid, you can call clear skies, which takes 75 hydration. It clears the skies of any rain or thunder. Evil mermaids can't do that because they love the rain and thunder, and they love to ruin a beach day.
It's true.
It's true. You can call a rainstorm. Pretty self-explanatory. Both evil and good mermaids can do that. I mean, rain is a life-giving force. But you can call a thunderstorm, and that summons a thunderstorm. Only evil mermaids can do that. So if you have a good trait, you can't call a thunderstorm. If you have an evil trait, you can't clear the skies. So good witch, bad witch sort of dichotomy here. Each of those actions cost 75 hydration.
They're mermaids, not witches. Stay on brand.
Listen, they're a little witchy. Hashtag realm of magic.
Hashtag not yet. All right.
Hashtag yes yet. By the time this comes out, yes yet.
I know, but it's surprise spoilers. Okay.
Fine.
We're not done with mermaids. Are you kidding? They have,
of course not,
like, a lot of abilities that don't require hydration. There's this magical conch shell. You can find one randomly, but there's one that's, like, permanently attached to the beach over by, I think it's Ohanali Town.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is it conch or is it conch?
A lot of people say conch. I think it might be conch, but everyone around me has been saying conch, so now I'm afraid to say conch. Does that make sense?
Yes. Keep going. I'm going to look it up.
It's a shell. It's like big, and it's the one that they always told you could listen to the ocean in, and even though you can pretty much do that with any shell, it's the one. Only you can blow through this one.
Ready?
It attracts nearby mermaids to the Sims location. Conch? I was right. I knew it. See, I told you guys it was conch. Why do you keep saying conch? It's because you're all millennials who've never heard any words out loud.
I'm hitting the button on my phone.
Stop it. It's conch. I knew it. I don't think that this is just a mermaid thing. I think anyone who blows through the conch shell can attract mermaids.
Great.
Maybe it works better if you're a mermaid.
Sure.
What else are they good at, Melissa?
Well, they're naturally great swimmers. They can swim at very fast speeds, actually as fast as an aquazip, which is that
Ooh, that's a race I'd love to see.
Aquazip. That's the Sea-Doo / jet ski, right?
Yeah.
Sea-Doo.
Sea don't.
Sea maybe. They can talk to fish, which will fill their social need.
How do you talk to fish? And you could talk to dolphins, but how do you click on a fish to talk to it? Can you do it in like a fishbowl or something?
I don't know.
I think you can do it in the fishbowl. I think I remember seeing that now.
Sleep in the water. You can sunbathe in the water. But if they have their special like mermaid skin tone on, they're not going to get a tan. So
unfair.
What else can they do? Well, they don't need to be level 3 fitness skill to purchase scuba diving gear to free dive. So that's a bonus.
If you can find it. Jane still can't find the deep free diving buoy.
So I think, I think that she has found them, but the option isn't available because she's not fitness skill 3.
Oh, okay. Hashtag you have to be fitness level 3. Hashtag longest hashtag ever.
Enough, Gen Z. Gen Xer, I mean. Just bringing it back.
Conch. Okay, that is our episode title.
Enough, conch. All right. Listen.
Oh my god.
If you're a weirdo like me and you want to play a mermaid that is with child, you can, as a mermaid, swim within the 3rd trimester of pregnancy. Normal Sims cannot swim
or jog
when they're that pregnant. Or jog, or do yoga, or breathe or live life.
But you can still get on a treadmill in that third trimester, which makes no sense.
Really?
I believe so.
That doesn't make any sense.
I think
feel like
you
that's
can,
more dangerous than
or
a lot
maybe
of
you can
other
lift
things.
weights. There's one of the machines you can use in your third trimester. Also, if you have a pregnant sim with a 6-pack, make sure their belly's covered when they're pregnant, because it's nasty to see that 6-pack on top of the baby belly. It's not right. It don't look right. Nope.
The bebe. No.
That happened to my 100 babies because my girl was fit, but she kept getting pregnant, and you just don't want to see that. All right. So I don't want to be a mermaid anymore. Conk you.
Whoa. Conk up. Listen, if you don't want to be a mermaid anymore, you can just eat 2 mermatic kelps in a row, and now you're a human.
That's not what it said earlier. It said you just eat one and you're back. You have to eat 2 in a row. Okay. We got to play test this and see which one's right. I'm going to assume this one's right.
Yeah, I think originally, I believe in a previous episode.
That's expensive, though, if you have to buy them with aspiration. That's 1,000 aspiration points. Mermaids are a genetic life state. So like aliens and vampires, there is now a 50% chance that your child will be a mermaid for each mermaid parents. So I guess if they're both parents, then if they're both mermaids, then your child will definitely be a mermaid. However, this did not work when the game was originally released. It had to be patched. But fortunately, if you're listening now, you should be good to go with your little mermaid legacy. All right, so according to Carl, to revert to human form, you'll need 2 mermatic kelp. Eat 1 and you'll get a buff, still a mermaid. So it's safe for mermaids to eat the kelp, but if they only I can't. Carl, why'd you write like this? Still a mermaid. It's safe for mermaids to eat 1, but if you eat a second one, it removes the buff. Your hygiene stat returns to normal, and if you enter the water, you're a regular sim. And you can go marry Prince Eric, and everything's fine.
Be part of that world. All right.
You just keep a bowl of mermaid kelp. Every time you want to go visit your father and your 6,000 sisters, you just pop in one of those.
Pop a kelp.
Pop in one of those.
That kelp.
Kelps. Pop a kelp. Pop a kelp. That's my new DJ name.
Pop a kelp. Amazing.
I've literally never recorded this long with you.
We're getting team tangenty a little bit here. All right.
No, we're not. This is Papa Kelp is totally on brand.
For real. For rizzle. Can we move on, since we've discussed mermaids at length, how about we talk a little bit about our other finned friend from the island living pack, dolphins?
You can talk about those assholes. I'll talk about sharks.
For real, oh, right, that's true. We have sharks to talk about as well. In real life, dolphins are jerks. I want to say we may have mentioned this on, maybe it was an After Dark episode, but there's this whole thing about dolphins and they can be a little rapey in real life. And yeah, there's this whole thing. I don't know if you know the history of the dolphin LSD science experiment.
No, God, what is wrong with you people?
It's on, okay. It's an episode of Drunk History, first of all.
Okay. And
in the 60s, they were trying to do tests on LSD to figure out what the hell it was, and they gave it to dolphins. That's a lie. Fact check. No, reverse. They were doing a study on dolphins to see, like, hey, dolphins, are you, like, smart and stuff? And can you, like, you know, chill with humans? Are you as smart as people? Can we teach dolphins to speak English? I think was the point of the experiment.
Because they were on acid.
Yeah, no, I think that was the case. Yeah. But they basically were like, hey, dolphins, can you speak to us? And they're like, no, we don't want to. Also, we're dolphins. And then there was like a weird thing where, you know what? Go look up the Drunk History episode. It's real weird, and I'm not going to go into it. So,
yeah, we're not the drunk team.
Cut that.
Cut all that shit. Put it in the blooper episode. They'll love it. Dolphins are assholes. Moving on.
Dolphins can only be found within Sulani, as they are native there. So you will not find a dolphin swimming in the rivers of Windenburg. I'm sorry.
But you will find Nessie, supposedly, if you look hard enough. I still haven't.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen her yet either. So Sims can find dolphins in Sulani by locating a buoy. that has a school of fish spiraling in that spot alongside 3 dolphins swimming around. So if you see the dolphins, you can go get your sim over there and potentially interact with them. Dolphins can also be seen jumping from the water next to buoys. Once the sim has located a group of dolphins, they can call over to one of them. You can only call one dolphin at a time. Mermaids have the ability to call an azure dolphin whenever and wherever they want to when in the ocean. What's an azure dolphin? Is that just like a special blue one?
It's a blue one. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a fancy
They
dolphin.
put it out so you'd buy a new toy.
Okay.
Maybe it's
sure.
one that can be trained?
Special edition dolphin.
I don't know. There's a rare albino dolphin.
Fun. Mermaids have an easier time befriending dolphins than humans do. Oh boy, speaking of family podcast, can I tell a quick buoy joke?
Oh, sure.
To lighten the mood?
I thought you were talking about the first interaction on the dolphin menu, but...
I was, but I'm trying to get away from that. So
let's never talk of it again. Podcast over.
Let's speak never of it again. So I have a friend who is an engineer. Shout out to Sammy. She said she'd listen to the show, but I don't think she's going to. She's an engineer and she enjoys nerdy things like we do. She works for the government and works with the Navy and talks about her favorite buoy. So there's this buoy out in the Pacific Ocean that has a camera on it. And so it takes these panoramic photos and it's like, here's the ocean. She showed me all the pictures. They all look like the ocean, but it's pretty great. It's like, here's the ocean, here's the ocean, here's the ocean. And me and her boyfriend, Brent, were hanging out and she said, you guys, I have a favorite buoy. And I said, yes, he's right here, Sammy. You don't have to talk about him like he's not here. He's your buoy friend. And they laughed and we had a great day. The end.
Meanwhile, you can get squirted by a dolphin.
Oh boy. Oy vey. Interactions include ask to be squirted. Don't love that.
As for the dolphins' nose goblins.
Oh gosh, no. Dolphins do not squirt out their nose. They squirt it out their blowhole.
Which I thought was their nose. Don't they breathe through it? It would make it their nose, right? We are not scientists.
If you're talking geographically upon the face, they have a snout, but their snout, I guess, is not their nose. I guess, do blowholes have boogers? That's my question.
If you train dolphins, please write in and tell us. Or if you work with dolphins.
Can you sneeze? Can you sneeze out of a blowhole? I have so many questions. Just the phrase blowhole invites much speculation and fodder.
Well, thank God they didn't include that word in this menu.
Yeah. You can feeder fish, as in like give the dolphin fish.
Yeah, like feeder fish.
Feed them fish. I don't know why there's an ER there. You can feed the dolphin fish. You can name the dolphin. You can pet the dolphin. You can playfully splash the dolphin. You can get tricks from the dolphin. They can do tricks. You can give them a belly rub.
This is the worst menu ever.
This is, I mean, oh boy. You can get the dolphin to dance. You can get the dolphin to fetch. Have you ever seen a dolphin fetch?
I mean, I've been to the aquarium where they have dolphin shows. They don't really.
So this is more like a. This is more like a go fetch, get me some treasure, and like the dolphins go and bring you back like a rare fish, or if you're really close with the dolphin, they can bring you that mermaidic kelp that'll turn them into a mermaid.
Like, I need to go visit my daddy. Give me some kelp. Yeah. Kelp me up. So basically, dolphins are like drug dealers.
Sure, that's the title of the episode. So basically, dolphins are drug dealers. If you were to name a dolphin, what would you name your dolphin?
What did you say earlier?
Oh, I forget already.
I know, we're so tired. How long have we been doing this?
8 hours.
8 hours later.
My dolphin is named Jeff.
It doesn't matter. All right. Whoever was listening, remember back when I said that's what I would call a dolphin? That's what I would call a dolphin.
That's right. The dolphins can dance and jump, and you can do a little kiss, and you can talk to the dolphin.
You can kiss the dolphin? Oh my God.
Yeah. I actually did that. I was chosen for a dolphin show when I was a kid, and I like at like a Hershey thing. Park or like at one of those type of places.
Blackfish, hashtag we know. We're sorry, we didn't capture the dolphins. The Baltimore Aquarium is like currently the process of closing down their dolphin exhibit.
Mm-hmm.
which is good and reasonable.
Good. Yes.
That's the last place I saw dolphins.
Also with dolphins, yeah, they should be in the ocean and in the Sims 4.
Exactly.
After you befriend a dolphin, they will appear in the Sims relationship panel. I wonder if that means you can like call up a dolphin.
Or if it can call you.
Oh my god, 3 a.m. phone call from Jeff the dolphin. Can you imagine?
Sounds good.
Once a sim with the conservationist career clears Sulani of all the trash and all the pollution, you can get a rare albino dolphin that appears within Moapalam, which I love. Ding. I think that's great.
That sounds fun. So like, I guess there's 3 varieties of dolphins: gray, blue, and white.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? There's also sharks.
Here we go.
So, is this confirmed that the sharks can kill you?
Is it confirmed? I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
look it up. We doubt all of our researchers.
I know. Listen.
I mean, the sharks for sure can kill you in that little pond you get from Get Famous, because you can stock it with sharks.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
This is so funny. Twitch streamer Holly BB, who specializes in The Sims, captured a shark attack on her stream last Friday. It sounds like a real serious news report. Her sim is swimming in the ocean at night, just a little way away from the shoreline. Her sim becomes tense from fear, the status the moodlet that happens when your fish or when your sim sees a lone dorsal fin approaching in the water. Suddenly, her sim disappears beneath the surface, re-emerging a few seconds later, thrashing and waving for help. She's pulled back under the water, and after a few tense moments, the good old Grim Reaper appears. As Holly looks on, wide-eyed, it appears as though her sim died from drowning rather than from, well, being eaten by a shark. The Sims 4 doesn't actually let you see the attack itself, which is probably just as well. And from the Sims perspective, the result is the same: death by shark. So maybe it says you died by drowning, but we all know it really means death by shark. Thank you for writing that, Ian Boudreau on PCGamesN.com. Put that in the notes because that was fun to read. Like, that's intense.
Very helpful.
So there's sharks. On one of my streams, so there's a clip of this on Twitch. We saw the shark swim by, and I got super excited. I think it was the shark. Yeah. So I was like, yes, there's sharks. So apparently, you'll get an ominous music playing, kind of probably akin to the Jaws theme. I don't know. I play with sound off. And you get a tense moodlet that says fin, fear, and then you get the shark picture. So it's unclear whether you die from drowning or you die from the shark. I'm assuming game mechanic wise you're drowning, but fun wise, let's say you were killed by sharks. However, sharks are not evil. Sharks are friends. Let's not eat the sharks.
That's right. I'll give a quick plug to our Patreon. If you become a patron, if you want to donate to any of our tiers, we have super, easy to join tiers. We have a bloopers episode during which Marissa goes off about her feelings on sharks, which are very strong. And for those of you who listen and know Marissa, is one of our more mild-mannered hosts, I would say. She feels very strongly about sharks and their treatment in this world. So if you want to hear all about that in our bloopers episode, it's just the stuff that didn't make the cut for our episodes. Definitely go check that out.
And just so you know, normally you have to be at the $3 level to get the bonus episodes, but that first bonus episode we released will be available to all the tiers if you want to just pop in and check it out.
Yeah, and you can find our Patreon and info on that at undertheplumbbob.com.
And all the tiers get to go in Discord, and we're having so much fun on there. So,
oh my god.
All
right.
Sorry, back to your regularly scheduled program.
Okay. There's a couple new cast items and build by items. We do review that a little bit in
the Social Bunny.
In the Social Bunny. Yeah. Did we though?
Well, I'm sure we talked about it, and it's not hard to find. We also did a stream of casts when it first came out, so you can easily find reviews of cast and build by. The one thing we wanted to highlight was that this pack introduces see-through floors, like glass flooring, which is so cool with the ocean.
Finally.
Yeah. It also opens up, club options and things. Lots of cool places to use glass floors. However, we want to note from Carl, this information came from Carl just to help you find the flooring pieces. They're not under floor coverings, because why would you put them there? They're a 2x2 piece called Crystal Clear, which I wouldn't have thought of either of those words to look for it. And it's under the decorations miscellaneous category. So, I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know if they've done anything to fix this, but that's where it is. So
if you wanted to, so I think it was a while ago, I made a like glass house for my Alien 100 babies. So I could essentially I could update that if I wanted to with these glass floors. If you wanted to build a glass house, there are glass floors. You make that with the build by item Crystal Clear in decorations. If you want glass walls, you just have to place windows, and that's within windows. That's a little bit easier to find. And then glass roofs are like a roof type, not a roof type, a roof like color
option
type,
yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Instead of shingles, you have glass. Those came from, I don't think they came with seasons, but they were patched around the time of seasons. So yeah.
Right. So now you have a way to make glass out of all the different surfaces of your home in order to build a glass house. But if you do build one, make sure not to throw stones.
And please tag Under the Plumb Bob, because I want to see it. It wouldn't be an episode of Llama without me making an obscure movie reference. That's my thing now, apparently.
Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding.
I believe Ralph Fiennes is in this. It's Ralph Fiennes and Cate Blanchett, as far as I recall. It's a really good indie film called Oscar and Lucinda. It's never stated. I haven't looked into the background of it, but it's an amazing movie. I love it. It's gorgeous. It's a period piece. It's about a woman running a business and a man who's in the priesthood and their unlikely friendship. It's so good. And it's relevant because there's a glass house. So like she's inherits like a glass company, and he's like, a priest. So they're going to build a glass church, and they get together and try to make this work. And hashtag it's like 90s indie film. So it's really sad and tragic, but it's so good. And it's literally the best representation I've seen on film of obsessive compulsive disorder, even though as far as I know, like it wasn't like brought to my attention because of that. I just wanted to see an indie film, but it's really excellent. And Glass House. Hopefully yours won't sink. That's all I'm going to say about that. So good. All right.
This has been your obscure movie reference with Roxy.
Exactly. See, I'm not just about death.
If you've been listening this long, you're being rewarded now by hearing some exciting, fun island secrets. What's your first one, Roxy?
These are definitely island secrets. So this video came up on my YouTube feed several weeks ago, and I just hadn't had time to sit down and watch it till this morning, and I was just like, this is amazing. So Carl of Carl's Sims 4 guide and Sims 3 guide and the amazing Carl, he put a video out that's called "This Hidden Trait Can Let Kids Summon Meteors." What? Apparently, if you have the island spirits, if you summon the island spirits using the Child of the Islands trait, that's one of the things you can do, is summon the spirits, commune with them, make friends with them. They're basically literally ghosts, and they randomly generate. If you make friends with them and then you have to ask them to move in. You can't ask them to join the household, because if you do that with a ghost, they remain a ghost. But if you make friends with them long enough and ask them to move in, they come in as a living sim, not a ghost. And then you can just get down and dirty, make a baby with this island spirit, and that child gets a trait. I don't remember what the trait's called, but they have the ability. They get the abilities of the island spirits. So your island spirit has this ability, and then their children, the trait passes down automatically, kind of like Father Winter's child, which we'll cover in a different episode. But they can summon the lava bombs, and they also can bless plants. And basically, using that gift of Sulani power that blesses the plant life, you can raise the quality of your plants like that. Like by the end of the week, your plants are perfect.
Amazing.
So it's pretty cool. I was very excited when I saw this because I was like, oh, yay, somebody's uncovering the secrets of Sulani. And related to that, I was like, well, let me look up the locked treasure chest, because the minute I moved into the shipwreck lot, I was poking around doing a little renovation because it was like, I have 5 Sims living here and this lot isn't that big. And I discovered behind a wall there was a chest, and I was like, oh, it's like a storage chest. No, it's a locked chest, and it says the lock is rusted and you need a key to open it.
Okay.
And I was like, this is giving me flashbacks to like text-based games and really old school like 90s video games. But I was like, well, maybe I'll find a key, or maybe someone else will, and they'll do a video about it. So I went looking this up this morning. There's a thread in the Sims forum, and somebody else also asked about this item. They found it in the hidden objects menu, but then later down in the thread, somebody's like, oh yeah, it's in the shipwreck lot. Sadly, according to them, and one of them poked into like the code so deep in, they discovered it has like a locked inventory, so there's nothing actually in it, and it appears to just be a cruel developer joke. Wah, wah, wah.
That is so rude.
I know. I was like, oh,
wow.
I really wanted that to be something, or at least be a storage option, because I don't think we got any new ones for a while.
Yeah.
Because they have those like, little chest things you can store certain objects in. But sadly, no.
What do we think of, there's little Easter eggs throughout the game. What if the developers are, working on more story-based gameplay and are sort of setting things up for, hey, here's a free download for a story expansion if you have Island Living, or, maybe since it's EA, maybe it'll be future DLC, only compatible with Island Living.
I would love to see something replace stuff packs.
Oh, God.
Maybe story packs.
Story packs.
Yeah. That would be so fun.
Man, they should hire us.
I don't know why they don't.
We're selling their product for them, honestly.
Shh.
So, finally, the last sort of hidden secret has to do with the off-the-grid trait. And I think you have more information on this than I do.
I do. I was doing all my research this morning. I found this cute little article. It's on a site called Paste Magazine. It was written by Holly Green. It's basically a review of Island Living, but she tried out the off-the-grid trait, and it was really fun and challenging to like find out how much in the game that she had been taking for granted. And it was kind of a cute story because she ended up, her sim just went and lived on the mainland where there was like a public toilet and towels to sleep on, and it was just as good as her home lot, if not better. So I just thought that was like, that tracked pretty well, because when I did my Let's Play when it first came out, I lived off the grid for about a sim week before I was like, I can't take this anymore.
Amazing.
So yeah, I'll put a link to her story because it's like a little different from a lot of the typical game reviews you see. So I like finding, new and interesting ways to consume information about the game.
Very nice. All right. We're going to move on to our latest segment. It's not really a new segment anymore, but we like to talk about crazy Sims fails in our segment, What Just Happened? I have a story for you. It's from Jennifer on Facebook, and she has quite a tale to spin. One day, I was playing my Sims game, minding my own business. No mods, no nothing. I finally get my evil child, Kyle II, in range for all the negative traits, which was quite a hassle because he would always just try to wash the dishes. Oh my God, can you imagine a child who is autonomously trying to wash dishes?
This is
only
hilarious.
In a video game. So it's the middle of the night, and I'm just clicking around, skill building the toddler while everyone else is asleep. Out of nowhere, I see Kyle II is drowning. The thing is, we don't even have a pool. I zoom over to Kyle II. He's drowning in the neighbor's fenced-in pool. Kyle Elliott, the first, had just survived being burned to death after the wife, Madeline Grutonk, begged for her life from the Grim Reaper, while their 5, Jill, Lady Waffles, Olive, Biscuit, and Kyle II kids, ate cake and did not notice the fire 10 feet away. That's a lot to unpack. We have a fire, a near death, and now we have a drowning. So I replaced Kyle II with Kyle III, and everybody forgot about him. Wow. Sorry, Kyle II. But thank you, Jennifer. That was a fabulous story.
I have questions.
You know what? I don't have questions because that's just the way life is sometimes.
This must have been in Sims 3 because there's no way he could get into the neighbor's pool in The Sims 4.
That's true.
And
That's true.
Sims 4 was just much more like wacky and chaotic.
Sims 3, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, Sims 3 was much more, So yeah, okay. Thank you, Jennifer. That's a wild story. Although she talked about being arranged from the negative traits. So, girl.
Wow.
If you hear this, write back in and tell us how he ended up in the neighbor's pool.
Yeah.
Is this just an amazing glitch? Because I love it.
I do too. I'm fascinated.
You know what I don't love is corrections, but that's okay.
I do. I love corrections. We need to be corrected sometimes.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad when someone lets us know about something because there's so much uncertainty at times, and we appreciate it. Evie on our Patreon Discord.
That's Evie. Is it Evie or Evie?
Evie? I don't know. I would say Evie, but Evie is fine too.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think I asked her once how to pronounce it, and I thought she said Evie, but it's so hard to nail down pronunciation via like text. So Evie or Evie, you can always, yell at us later, hun. But she was listening to our mosquito stuff episode, which was a laugh riot. And she pointed out that we were a little bit wrong about photography. It did originally come with Get to Work, but it was moved into the base game via a patch, which is completely true because I came onto Sims 4 when Outdoor Retreat was coming out, so I missed all of the early stuff that got patched in, so I would have no memory of this. So yeah, photography obviously is available to everyone. We weren't sure about that, but yeah. And also I noticed listening to that we weren't sure about cameras being available from other packs, and there's definitely some cameras available through, I believe, the base game, but also other packs like the one we mentioned for Island Living. So yeah, there's multiple cameras you can stick on those tripods if you want to fork out the money for the mosquito pack. More and more of you are looking to us to rate the packs for you before you buy them, and I can't say how flattering that is, so I appreciate it. You put your faith in us.
Yeah, maybe it would encourage us to do more research.
Okay, we do tons of research, but sometimes
we do 13 pages of research, to be honest.
Yeah, it's hard to nail down all these little details. This isn't our paid job. This isn't anywhere close to a paid job. But, we do it for love of the game. And you listen for love of the game and love of correcting us when the need arises.
Yes, thank you for doing so.
Exactly.
I also want to shout out a listener really quick who made, so to speak, a correction on their own review. Colby Ham. Wonder if that's like Colby Jack cheese. Clearly, I haven't had breakfast
Delicious.
yet. Colby Ham wrote, initially, I gave a not-so-perfect review, but once the teams found their stride, the podcast is perfection. I find myself re-listening to favorite episodes and becoming inspired to do the different challenges. Highly recommend to all Simmers. Heart. Colby Ham.
Oh my God.
Colby Ham, this is so special to us that because we, believe us, we saw your first review and we took the critique and, that's what we want. We want your honest feedback, and we thank you so much for giving us your first impression and keeping with us and giving us another chance. And we're glad that you like what you hear. So thanks for being a listener, and thanks to everyone listening right now.
Yeah, honestly, I had to put this review and this shout out in my episode because I was so thrilled to see this come through. I just really appreciate the fact that you gave us a second chance and that we have improved, because that's like the best validation is like, I know we're working really hard to try to make the show better and better. And it's really great to see that like that effort shows through. So thank you so much. All right.
Personal improvement is very important.
Exactly.
And I'd like to just state now that This is something I practice every time that I am on an episode, and I'm going to knock it out and do it real speedy and not screw up a million times. God. You ready for our social media plugs?
Go for it.
Bum, bum, bum. We are Plum Bob Cast on Instagram and Twitter. We are Plum Bob Podcast on Reddit. We are under the Plum Bob Podcast on Facebook and Tumblr. You can look us up on all the things. If you want to just tippity tap into your Google search bar, we are under theplumbob.com. You can reach us there via email contact form. It's right on the website. You don't have to do any extra thinking. But if you like doing extra thinking, you can email us directly at undertheplumbobpodcast@gmail.com. We can be found everywhere. Just look up Under the Plum Bob Podcast. Search tip, if you do little quotes around anything you're trying to search that has spaces in it, you will find us. We're also on Twitch and YouTube. Not sure if you knew that yet. We provide video content. We do Let's Plays. We do playthroughs where we kill people with mermaids. We punish people for littering on the island of Sulani. It's great. You'll love it. Under the Plum Bob Podcast on both Twitch and YouTube. We ask humbly that you subscribe, that you rate, that you review us. Apple Podcasts does tons for our metrics as a show, but you can also find us on Stitcher, on TuneIn, on Spotify, on Google Play. We want all the feedback you can get us. If you can, tell us something you didn't like we want to hear that too, because truly we feed off of your adulation and we want it.
Validation is
what we run on. We have a Patreon. It's pretty new, but we're pretty excited about how it's going so far. We've got a couple fun treats in there for people who give us the monies. We're just trying to keep the lights on here at the show, do some equipment upgrades if we can, and you are helping us help you. So giving us more things to give back to you, because we got merch too. And you don't have to be a patron to get the merch, but you can check all of that out again at our website at undertheplumbbob.com. You'll never know. You're listening to this and you'll never know if I did screw up because we will have cut it out, but I think I did pretty good. Great.
Never gonna be perfect.
Oh. Sorry, I'm not supposed to breathe in the mic anymore.
Writing and research. Like you said, We got 13 pages of research here, and we couldn't have it in our little eyeballs without Caitlin, Rebecca, and Marissa helping out. Thank you, guys. So thanks as always to the wonderful Sims fan sites, Sims fan sites out there. They provide a lot of our research and news, and we also get a lot of info from our awesome Discord buddies now. But there's Sims Community, Sims VIP, Carl's Sims 4 Guide, Iron Seagull's one of my favorite YouTube channels for news. LGR does really good Sims pack reviews that are very straightforward. And Carl actually has a lot of videos online now. And last but not least, thank you for listening, because we love this game and you love it just as much, and we love sharing the fandom with you.
We really appreciate you being part of our world. Mermaids.
Oh my God. On that note, we got to go back to the real world.
We sure do. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Badish. Dag dag.
Extra sexy. It's fine.
# problematic.